Gemini is ruled by the planet Mercury, represented by Hermes in Greek mythology, the ancient messenger of the gods responsible for periodically delivering messages to and from the gods in Mount Olympus and Hades in the underworld. As such, Mercury serves to bridge between two opposing forces. Mercury is the only planet that is gender neutral, not considered to be exclusively feminine or masculine in nature, but is instead objective and fluid, able to shapeshift between both energies. Mercury as a planet is subject to rapid, often unpredictable changes, so it's not surprising that it rules over two mutable signs: Gemini, representing mutable air, and Virgo, representing mutable earth. Mutable signs occur or fall when there's a need to adapt or change seasons, while cardinal signs initiate seasons, and fixed signs occur in the heart of their season, or see that through to completion. Gemini season, therefore, correlates with the time period annually when spring becomes summer. In mundane astrology, Mercury represents the lower mind and its functions, the processes involved in thought, communication, learning, and speaking. This means that while the sun is in Gemini for Gemini season, the spotlight goes onto our relationship with our logical minds, our perception of reality, our overall thought patterns, the way we speak to ourselves and others, and how effectively we communicate. We'll be paying careful attention to how we unconsciously limit ourselves through our own mindset, which, when left on autopilot, falls into patterns of self-sabotage. In the sign of the Twins, we'll be reflecting on our own relationship with polarities and extremes. Success versus failure, bad versus good, light versus shadow or dark, black versus white, etc. The mind must be both engaged and stimulated in order for a Gemini's heart to follow. This is especially true in the second decan, the second third of Gemini, the territory from 10 degrees to 19 degrees of Gemini, which is ruled by Mercury, but sub-ruled by the planet Venus, bestowing a strong Libra and Taurus underflavor to the Gemini energy. This is where the Sun, Moon, and Venus align under the Gemini New Moon, 16 degrees Gemini, under the second decan. 16 degrees in degree astrology is a Cancer degree, associated with home, family, especially mother, and energy passed through our maternal lineage or how we're nurtured. Emotional security. It can also have to do with real estate or property. Let's explore the aspects to the new moon. The sun and moon aligned 16 degrees, 17 minutes Gemini form the focal point of a massive 5-planet stellium in the constellation of Gemini, with the moon, sun, Venus, Mercury, and Jupiter. The energy of Gemini is guiding us to ruling planet Mercury, our thought, learning, and communication patterns. How do we transcend reactivity, especially in our thought and communication patterns, as we ease into greater maturity and wisdom? We have the new moon conjunct Venus, Venus Cazimi. Venus is the planetary subruler after Mercury for this second decan of Gemini. This emphasizes a collective need for harmony, security, stability, peace, pleasure, love, and connection. It's highlighting things that need to be addressed or resolved in our relationships, finances, and communications. Venus represents divine feminine, or yin, energy, Empress energy. At this time, Venus is still not present from view from our Earth-based perspective. This is due to her superior conjunction to the Sun. She will not be visible again until after July 10th, once Venus travels far enough outside of conjunction territory and begins to outpace the Sun, and she's reborn, wiser. Until then, the Sun and Venus dance together, experiencing several exact conjunctions in early June. Whenever a planet is conjunct the Sun, it's said to be combust or burnt out. The Sun burns the planet out, depleting it so much that it's completely reborn, like the phoenix rising from its ashes. This is called a Cazimi, which is Arabic for rebirth. In the past year, symbolized by the recent Venus-Jupiter conjunction 29 degrees Taurus, under the Sagittarius full moon on May 23rd, 2024. I'll link the video here and in the description box below for those of you who missed it and would like to catch up. Venus underwent a massive transformation, which is a huge symbolic leveling up for the divine feminine collective and anyone who is Venus ruled. I'm talking especially to my Taurus and Libra rising friends, but also prominent Libra and Taurus placements, and those of you who have Venus highly aspected in your chart. Rewind back to summer 2023 as I paint the scene for you. Barbie had just hit the stage, just in time for Venus's first retrograde to begin and end in the sign of Leo since the 1700s. Specifically, her retrograde through Leo covered the territory of 28 degrees Leo, the location of fixed star Regulus, the heart of the Leo constellation, symbolizing fame, fortune, and royalty, all the way back to 12 degrees Leo. During her retrograde period, Venus faced an inferior conjunction to the Sun, birthing a new cycle for Sun-dominant people and Leo placements. Skipping ahead to more recent astrological history, Venus was not only featured in a conjunction in 2 back-to-back new moons this spring, she was the planetary ruler for the first new moon, the Taurus new moon, and for the Jupiter-Uranus conjunction, kickstarting a new 14-year cycle, affecting the global economy, specifically our money, banks, the job market, resources, food, and security. An exact conjunction with the Venus Cazimi is a rare occurrence with a new moon. We're setting new intentions and experiencing new beginnings, revolving around beauty, love, harmony, peace, stability, security, creativity, and relationships. This is a return to Venus retrograde through Gemini in 2020. This was from May 13th, 2020 until June 25th, 2020. From 21 degrees, 50 minutes Gemini, so 21.5 degrees of Gemini, to 5 degrees Gemini, with the spotlight on June 3rd, 4th, and the days following, when Venus was Cazimi. This would have been the only time in the Venus retrograde to meet or start something, which maybe the timing wasn't right then, but there's something about this time period that's coming back around for a revamping. Things that were seeded at this time in late May and early June of 2020 are coming back around for a revamping and a revisiting.